God dang, boy. Shit.
God dang.
So I made all the music for, like, when we would play basketball in high school, we would have, like, theme music or whatever. Or not theme music, that sounds gay. Like,
opening music.
Yeah. And we always use
Prance on music.
Yeah, we always use the Ric Flair as our thing. And then I surprised my teammates one day, and instead of the Ric Flair, we had that. And they were like, oh, shit. Because we all grew up watching, obviously we were playing basketball, so we all grew up watching it. And then that's when Jordan was top notch or whatever. Don't look at my feet.
Top notch.
Yeah, don't. Quit looking at them.
Hey, well, we wasn't until you said that.
You looked at us.
Now we can't help but stare.
Yeah, I'm stuck damn beat now.
I'm going to pull a fucking Earl. I'm going to damn.
Throw it up there.
Anyway.
Well, I will too. No, I won't.
You was talking about, what were you talking about before you started talking about something else?
You mean a while ago when I was here?
Oh, we can't get, no, they can take our stuff off of YouTube.
For the way you talk.
No, because I put it on there. It's for mature audiences only. So, like, senior citizens and whatnot.
Well, no wonder we ain't got nobody listen to us.
Speaking of senior citizens, I know somebody that's a new member of the Senior Citizen Club.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get a discount anywhere?
You get all kinds of discounts. Shit.
Good?
Yeah.
Well, I got to go then.
You'd be surprised if you'd ask for a discount. I asked for ministerial discounts, and I actually got one in Idaho one time.
Menstrual discounts?
In Idaho?
Menstrual. Yeah.
Daryl, you don't have them cycles like women do. You can't ask for that.
I went to Bear World.
Hold on. You ain't just going to skip over that. There ain't no such thing as no damn Bear World.
I won't tell you about Bear World.
You in Idaho, that's Potato Place. You going to Bear World in Idaho.
Yep.
Okay.
Just north.
Did you drive to Idaho just to go to Bear World?
I flew to Idaho and rented a car, and I drove up to, I went to Bear World after I drove over, followed the Snake River over to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, went up through the Grand Tetons into Yellowstone, came out of Yellowstone up in Wyoming, and came back down, and on the way back to
Bear World. Ain't you got nothing to do, Earl? I mean, what the hell you doing Idaho riding around the middle of nowhere?
Riding around drinking. Anyway, I come back down the road, and there was Bear World, and I said, well, I got to go see what's at Bear World. So I pulled in. It was like
Was you by yourself?
Yeah.
And you went to Bear World by yourself?
Hell, I ain't scared of no bear.
We was wondering what you been doing all week.
And so I pulled in. It was like $18 or something to get in. I said, have you got a ministerial discount? He said, oh, yes, sir. $15.
Oh.
I'm like, you got it. I couldn't believe it.
Didn't even ask no for, any form
they didn't ask no verification. They didn't ask me to do a sermon, no pre-prayer, just.
Well, listen, how many people go to Bear World?
There was a good many people there.
No shit. And Bear World. What, you just walk around looking for bears?
Well, they got bears, but they
already got their own bears.
It's also one of them places, I don't know what the right word for it is, where you drive in, it's like a safari.
Yeah.
And they got bison and moose and all kind of wild animals just roaming around.
Dang.
You making every damn bit of this up.
To the car.
You making every bit of it
and
up.
Then you go around to their little amusement center there.
And then you get ice cream coming, I bet.
You get ice cream, you get a little drink.
You making every damn bit of this up. You ain't never been outside of
bears. And at that time they had mama bears with little cubs. And little cubs would be out there just playing and climbing all over stuff. And Mama Bear would be laid over there going, one of y'all just come over here and just try to mess with one of these cubs. I'll eat your ass.
Oh, gosh. Starts with the ass.
Yeah. He ain't been no damn Bear World. He made every damn bit of that up.
Listen. You got a ministerial discount for admission.
I believe 98% of what Earl says.
What did you do in the Bear World? You just ride around and look at them? Mm-hmm. You didn't interact with the bears at all?
Oh, no, I stood there about as far from here to that door and watched them.
You pet one?
Pen. No, not a little pen. Pretty good sized pen. And they had logs and rocks and stuff for them to climb on. And
it's like a drive-through zoo.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Did you pet one?
No.
Oh.
They had a big old moose. They had a little swamp area there and had a big something moose. He had a dang rack on him. His name was Stilts. And he stood over there in the little pond there and grazed and drank and do whatever a mooses do.
I like how they give them cute names like that. Like the little bear cub was like, baby bear, and then the moose was Stilts. I wish they'd give them like real names, like, oh, and here's our moose. His name's Thomas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, if the little bears had names, I didn't get their name. They wasn't wearing name tags, so I don't know what to do.
They should make them wear name tags.
But yeah,
I can't believe that you don't believe that Earl did this. You've known Earl.
Well, put this in your mind, okay? Just get this in your mind. Earl's in the middle of Idaho somewhere in a rental car, riding up through the Grand Teton Mountains and
Yellowstone,
comes across a bear.
Old Faithful.
Come across a bear park. Say, hey, let me ride through the bear park here, and it's gonna be $18. Well, what about 15? And okay, we'll go ahead. And you go through there, and you didn't pet no bear, you didn't pet no moose, you didn't do shit except look.
That's correct. I looked.
So let me get you paid $15 to look.
To look.
And
everywhere else you go, looking's free.
Most of the places you go. You go to the zoo.
Where you got to pay the...
You go to a zoo. If you go to a zoo, you got to pay to get in if you want to look at the animal.
You go to the movie theater.
See, your story is falling apart quicker than the damn Democratic Party is.
It doesn't surprise me one bit that Earl's been to Bear World. It surprises me.
Y'all act like Bear World right around the corner. I ain't never heard no damn Bear World. I heard Wally World. I heard of Disney World.
Dilly World?
Disney?
Oh, no. Do they still have his head frozen there or whatever? You know what I'm talking about? Where they
who got somebody's head froze at Disney World?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
What's his first name?
Did they line up, walk through there and look at it?
Daniel
Can you pet
Disney or whatever his name is?
Walt Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah, reckon where that come from. Disney. I don't know. You said they got his head froze somewhere?
Apparently, when he died, they cut his head off and froze him. And now he's going to be...
Cutting his head off might have led to his death, if you thought about that.
It could have. It's usually fatal.
Oh, I think he had something wrong with him.
Oldness.
Yeah. That's the story is they... Hey, hush.
They got his head at Disney World, and you ride through there, and
I don't think you can ride through.
I think it's on the roller coaster when you drop straight down, you go right by his head and go.
I don't know if you can actually see
Hold up! How they go again?
I don't know if you can actually go and see it, but the rumor is.
Well, why they got it then?
Because they're going to reanimate him one day.
Reanimate.
Who's going to draw it?
One of the new Disney people. He drew all the first ones, didn't he? He remember that one that had that real racism cartoon he did with the...
According to some people, they're all racist.
No. This one was like where Daffy Duck was Hitler or whatever.
I don't...
Oh, and
It'd been funny though, wouldn't it?
They kept drawing wieners on these things.
You making up stuff now. Ain't never draw no wiener on nobody.
No, there's one cartoon. I forget which. I think it's The Little Mermaid, maybe. And
I think it's probably after Walt Disney. I'm just guessing.
No, he was alive. This was back in. It wasn't a Little Mermaid. It was one back in the day, and there was a priest who had like a small.
This is going off the rails right now.
Yeah, you're getting a priest involved. It's gonna go south.
Walt Disney, children, animation, and a priest. That don't even go together.
Well, the priest was erect, so
he was what?
It should not have went together. But maybe that was foreshadowing for
foreshadowing.
That's when you do stuff before you know. You know stuff before you know it. How does it work?
This is your lie.
I thought foreshadowing was like when you walked in the sun and it got ahead of you. Yeah, that's what I thought.
See, I got a 5 o'clock foreshadow going on because I forgot to shave yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I got to shave when I get home.
You starting to look a little rusty.
I know.
And we got cameras
popping.
now.
I've been well popping.
Well, we got cameras now. We didn't for like a year and a half. We didn't have no camera. Now we got cameras.
It was about 6
And
months.
I can't come dressed appropriately.
No, you gonna have to tighten up.
Nah, you're absolutely just whatever you do. Don't dock my pay, though. Please don't dock my pay.
Well, we can't promise you nothing, Earl.
Here's what we won't do. We won't dock your pay, but we will also not give
Pay
you
you.
back pay whenever we make,
Whenever we screw up.
for the day. Yeah. So, yeah, but Disney was famous for like drawing wieners into like the cover of the tapes and whatnot. Like he would sneak them in there.
Okay.
Whatever you say.
Remember no wieners, but
I'll show you.
Well, go ahead. I mean, I'm like, Earl, I don't remember no wieners.
Well,
Yeah. Of course, I wasn't looking for it.
no, but that's the thing is if you get on the internet and you get deep enough down in there, you'll find some shit you don't want to know about.
well, I understand that part.
God, there's this one video that I saw. It was, the guy, y'all remember it probably. It was like in the 70s, maybe late 70s, early 80s. Some senator or like a mayor of a town or something was on. Like he got caught doing something he ought not be doing.
Well,
And
that could have
that's a
been
bunch of
that
them.
could have been yesterday.
Well, this one you would remember because he was on the TV making a speech about, hey, I shouldn't have done this. I'm very sorry. Can I have that envelope, please? Got the envelope, pulled a gun out, pow, right on TV.
I don't remember that.
I don't
but he
remember
probably
that.
needed to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm just more well versed on the internet than you guys because I seen
On the internet, I would tend to agree because I try to stay off of it for the most part. Now, I do go out there and dabble.
Oh,
You know how to dabble.
You dabble.
it's
But
like
I don't
dribbling
go
with
into
no
the
hands.
depth, the internals, and I just ain't got time. I'm too busy well freaking popping.
Since you retired, you ain't got time for shit. Have you
No.
noticed?
All right, tell me about it.
Are you wearing slacks?
I think he's got a damn court date or something going on.
Slacks. I got my
Pajamas on.
pajamas on. Yeah.
I was just,
I'm not sure what the hell's a slack anyway? I ain't never had a slack. I had a couple pair of pants one time, and
What the hell did you wear to work when you were selling cars all the time? What'd you call them? Pants.
yeah, my pants.
What type of pants were they?
Good pants.
Is them you good pants?
No, these are my sleeping pants.
Oh. They look like
When you want to be slack.
Yeah, that's
Slack would be a good name for them. If I wasn't gonna wear none, I'd be slack. I ain't. But I don't know why you call them slacks. Who the hell calls slacks?
some idiot. That guy was on TV.
I got a pair of pants and a shirt on. I ain't got no trousers. What the hell's a trouser? Now, who made up that word, trouser?
Somebody
like
in the clothing industry said, we need a new name for pants.
I thought
Slack-
Because there's been a lifelong debate. Is it pant or pants? Because there ain't but one.
yeah.
So why has it got an S on it? Or
Well,
why
it's two
is
legs.
it pants?
It's 2 legs.
Yeah, but it's still one pant.
Yeah, well, you got one pant leg, and then you got the other pant leg.
But is it a
Right.
Why is it a pair of pants?
What's that noise I'm hearing?
It's my phone ding-a-linging. Probably one of my retarded sisters.
Bigger name on the other line.
No, Brother Jim Spearman. Uh-oh, I got a movie going on here
Pastor.
from Jim Spearman. Somebody, I saw something. I don't know if it was like a baseball player or some athlete somewhere broke their kneecap.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, I can understand how you do it, but how do you have to put your leg in the cast? Because I mean, the little thing just floats. So what do you do with it? What do
yeah.
you do with it?
Couple things. Said the little thing. Yours and mine are way different.
Yeah,
So, but,
mine's like a little what do you call it, silver dollar pancake.
Yeah,
Yours
yeah.
is like Denny's.
yeah.
All you can eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I have before eaten all of I can eat.
Look at my kneecap.
Quit it now.
When you bust your kneecap, is that what busting and breaking the same thing?
I reckon.
Is it?
I ain't never done it.
Well, how you get it back together?
I
Like
don't
when you
know.
got a broke bone, like they it's one bone going that way and one bone going that. You got to get them things lined back up and put some saran wrap or something around them,
Glue.
hold it in place, duct tape, whatever, hold it in place. Well, when they do your kneecap that way, like you're right, it's just floating around in there. It ain't got no special place to be. How you get that? Well,
I don't know. I ain't a doctor no more.
Have you got to hold this leg straight from now on?
I don't know.
Till it heals up.
You asking the wrong person. I don't know.
Maybe. Probably so. They put a lot of glue on it, I bet.
They can't get glue in there.
Which would, though,
But they have to
Oh,
make
yeah,
a-
they can.
They have to make a recession and put it down in there, right?
Earl can attest. He got glue
They
all
probably,
in his body.
yeah, they probably slice it open it up, and take all the pieces and staple them together, or glue them together like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, and sew it back up and say, it'll all go back together.
And then they
I
put
don't know.
And they say don't move it.
They put a
I
big
wasn't
old-
moving to start with.
I'd be scared.
I can reach
move.
down there and do that, but it don't go nowhere.
Oh, mine does. Mine floats.
Earl's floats, I guess. Is your float?
Yeah. Now you got to keep your legs straight and do it. You got to do it like that, and then just move it
Got to
around
get
a
it
little
way.
bit.
Yeah.
Mine don't float no more. Shit, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
I think you got to you got to have your leg rested on something. So
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
yeah. That might
strain.
be.
If all them tendons and muscles pull tight, it's probably fixed. But you get it in the right place, and you can just move that thing over.
Don't mess up your slacks now.
Or your trousers.
I believe my knees staying in the same place. So
Well,
Maybe you got
might
good
be
knees.
deformed.
Or
I
that.
am. I can tell you that.
I met a gentleman the other day and I had an interaction with him and talked for a few minutes.
Is he Muslim?
Nope. He was,
Black.
no, I'm thinking.
Hebrew?
Chinese.
Hebrew?
He was he was from
Philistine?
one of the Koreans.
Oh, well. North or south?
Well, I didn't get into all that, but I'm assuming south if he was here.
If it
That's
was, if
what
it
I'm
was loose.
Yeah, yeah. Because you get one from the north that's loose, they generally don't make it. Hey, hush, we doing shit. Quit it. Stop. I can do that now that we're back on camera. Idiot.
Well, everybody can see. Who's he
So
talking
you was
to?
talking to this guy from North Korea.
Yep. And I was ordering food and
Korean food?
food.
Wait. Was you ordering from the Korean guy?
Yeah,
Oh.
he worked there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I try to be very polite because I'm not racist. I mean, it might seem like, some asshole who reviewed our podcast was like, this is the most racist shit I've ever heard. I'm like, you ever heard of the KKK? I'm like,
How about that?
seemed a little worse than this.
Yeah.
We're making jokes. But anyway, I said, so I asked him, I was waiting, and I said, he said, what's the name? And I'm not going to do his accent because that could be considered racist. But
Yeah.
He's like,
We
your
want
name?
to maintain our moral standards here.
Yeah.
I got more fiber. I'm a damn paterfamilias or something. This podcast. He said, what's your name? I said, Caleb. And he said, okay. I said, what's your name? He said, who dat?
That's what I'm asking you. Who that?
And I said, you. He said, who? And I said, you. And he said,
Is that the way you pointed at him?
yeah. I said, you. He said, who dat? I said, my name's Caleb. What's your name? He said, who? I said,
He played first base, I think.
Yeah. He said, you got my food.
yeah. So this
what's
went
your
on
name?
for about 10 minutes while the food was cooking. And so and then I kind of left it alone, and I was like, hey, man, I wasn't trying to be, I wasn't trying to offend you anyway. You asked my name for the order, and I was just trying to be friendly and ask your name. And he said, who? And I said, so you fucking with me? So what's wrong with you? He said,
Who?
he said, what's wrong with who? I said,
Yeah.
I don't. I said, I don't know, man. Just let me get out of here, I guess.
You got any soy sauce?
Yeah, that's what
Who?
I did. I asked if he had
Who's
soy.
got the soy sauce?
Yeah, That's exactly what he said. I said, "You got soy sauce?" He said, "Who got soy sauce?" I said, I'm asking if you have soy sauce. He said, who has soy sauce? I'm like, oh.
So you reached in that box and got your own, didn't you?
No, he reached in there and he was like, who got it? I'm like,
you got it.
And
it's for me.
Then I walked out, and it on the little window thing, you know, I blew my mind. I was like, how in the this is a cartoon. And then
you saw the proprietor's name. And it was
who? Dad. And I'm like, motherfucker. Now I feel like the biggest dumbass. But it went on for like 10 minutes. And I was like,
next time you go in there, you say, hey, who that?
That's exactly what I'm going to say. And he's going to be like, hey, you're fat. And I'm going to be like, oh, shit.
I ain't getting in this again.
Who that and you fat. Yeah. Y'all make a good team.
That's exactly what's going to happen, I bet. Do chickens have vaginas?
I'm glad we just eased right into that.
You talking about Korean chickens or what?
Because I was thinking the other day.
Oh, no, don't go there.
What I'm asking you.
Well, hold on. We might need to turn off the camera, the sound, and everything for this.
No. This is a legit medical question. Or not medical, but like.
Well, Earl done said he wasn't a doctor because his kneecap moves around. He can't find it nowhere.
This is either a scientific question or a veterinarian
we
question.
Don't do no science and we not math. We not good. What's that other stuff we don't do?
I'm just asking because, like, when
replicating. Is that what you're saying?
No, it's arithmetic.
Oh,
chickens don't have to do sex to have eggs, right?
Not if they're going to be chicken eggs.
well, hold on. What other kind of eggs are they that comes out of a chicken?
Just they're scrambled eggs or fried eggs. But if you want them to be chicken eggs,
I didn't know that.
I think you got to have a little rooster action going on.
Okay, now here we go. Now, also my neighbors did get rid of their roosters, I believe, because they haven't.
Because you killed them. Because you shot them. That's why they got rid of them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got rid of them last night about 12:30 when I shot it.
They hadn't moved in a while, so.
Well, I'm like you. When you talk about that, now, see, this is serious stuff because how do you get a chicken? Because the chicken lays the egg.
So which came first, the chicken or the egg?
No. I want to know where the chicken came from.
Where'd the egg come from?
Well, we eat them eggs.
The Lord.
Yeah, the Lord. That's where they come from, Earl.
The Lord said, boom, chicken. You know.
And when you see them little...
Did the next guy down the line say, chickens ought to have
sex.
Babies?
Oh.
No, let them have eggs.
Yeah. Now here we go now. Let's see if we can figure this out together.
Uh-oh. This ain't going to be good.
This ain't going to end up well.
Okay, so chickens have eggs. And...
You was asking about the chicken vaginal area.
Yeah. Do they poop them or do they have...
I don't know nothing about chicken. Earl, you got chickens?
Nope.
You know how they operate?
A little bit, but I can't. I ain't never really studied them.
Can you articulate how they have them eggs and how they have chickens and where it comes from?
Not really.
I would like to know.
We have to get Ronnie in here for that.
We could we? Does he have chickens?
Mm-hmm.
Bunches of them.
He had 6. I don't know how many.
Oh well, 6 all at one time.
Mm-hmm.
You reckon he could pick one up and take a peek and see what's down there?
I'm sure if you're asking me, Will.
He
may already have. Knowing Ronnie, he's probably already got all the answers you need.
I was just wondering because I was at Chick-fil-A the other day.
It didn't come to my mind. What exactly am I eating here?
Well, I'll tell you exactly what I was eating. They have a very delicious breakfast scramble that is a little bowl, and it has chopped up chicken nuggets and scrambled eggs in it. And then I got to thinking, and then I had like not an out-of-body experience. What do you call it when you feel really bad about something, but you're confused also? Heartburn?
Moral fiber?
Yeah. I was questioning myself because I was like, wait a minute. What the hell am I eating? I'm eating the chicken.
And before the chicken.
Yeah, and its baby. But then I thought about that cow that pooped on that little calf. And I thought, well,
this ain't so bad.
Must
eat
be
these-
some more of that internet stuff he does, you know.
No, that's in the episode that came out yesterday called Kangaroo Glue.
We need to watch that, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that.
You know what you could do? You could just watch it with your eyes closed because there's no video.
That was pre-camera.
Kind of like we used to be. You remember?
Yeah. So
No lights, no camera, no action.
Matter of fact, you could watch us and just close your eyes and turn the volume way down. I mean,
yeah, I just see us sitting here. Yeah, but I thought about it and I was like, I wonder where these come from. I mean, I know where they come from, but I don't know like who came first.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably the rooster.
well,
Anyways.
since you said that, I'll just ask you. Well, who put all them goats on the boat? You know what I'm talking about? When the rain came, you know.
No.
Clyde.
Yeah, Noah.
Yeah.
Who's Clyde?
Noah's brother.
No.
When they put all them, put all of them on there, said get in the boat, you know, and they took two apiece, you know. And first of all, how'd they separate them monkeys? Because monkeys hang out together. And three of them trying to get on the boat, I guarantee you.
Clyde. It sounds what Clyde did.
Two of them threw that
Clyde
last
was
one off.
responsible for kicking
So
the
they
third
put
one out.
they put the line in there with giraffes and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, did they? What kept that line from eating?
That was Clyde. He kept everything organized and kept all the lamb laid down with the line, and the line didn't bother him because Clyde said, "Lamb, if you eat that lamb, I'm gonna shoot your ass."
Yeah.
Why you say that? They gonna shoot him?
Yeah, Clyde didn't play.
They had
Clyde
guns
didn't
on the
play.
ark.
Clyde didn't play. He said, "Here's the rules."
Yeah. And he also had codeine, so he kept feeding them that, like they do at the zoo.
So y'all saying now they had guns and cocaine on the ark, right?
Not cocaine.
Well, it's the
codeine,
only
yeah.
thing makes sense.
Yeah.
How else would you keep them apart?
That's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, you got to rule with the iron, what is it?
Thumb,
gun.
iron
Yeah.
thumb.
And then you have to sedate a lot of things. You got to do it.
Keep them calm.
That's
get
what
all
they do
excited.
at the zoo. That's why there's not any aggression at the zoo, except that one monkey who ate that lady's face off or whatever.
God,
Oh, and Michael Jackson's monkey, Bubbles.
And don't forget the bear went through the bear park.
Yeah. They got to inject them. You can't just have loose, like wild animals.
Hell, I thought that's what the zoo was. Wild animals.
It is, but
Now you tell me they shoot them up.
They're tame now. They're tame wild animals. They're in a enclosed. Hey, remember that one that burnt down over there in Spartanburg or whatever? Holly Wild killed all them animals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was sad for them.
Hold on, it burnt down.
Somebody set it on fire.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. I was gonna say, hey, how's a zoo catch on fire?
I bet the same person that set Fraser Bridge
Hey,
on fire.
speaking of that,
We heard
first
from
of all, is the episode out?
No, it's not out yet. Calm down. I'm gonna do it.
They gonna have it rebuilt time you get the answer.
No, it'll be done probably next week. Hopefully, I'm catching up. I did 3 this week, but I only got one of them put out.
So,
2 are ready. 2 are in the chamber.
a little lady from wherever you're from that knows about Fraser Bridge. Whenever you hear the episode, hopefully it's 2 or 3 weeks before you hear this one. Give us a holler, cause we need to know things.
Yeah, we need to know the.
We need to solve this mystery. We can keep we can keep you unanimous.
Yeah.
You could swim underwater if you want, but we will not mention your name.
Well,
And-
first of all, we don't know her name, and second of all, if it's like Wanda or something, I know about 712 Wandas. So don't worry.
I
We
don't
ain't gonna
know.
put you out there.
That's amazing. I don't know anyone named Wanda.
I do.
Oh,
Well, you're from a different era.
yeah. They'd be naming
Yeah,
kids
see, when
dumb
you're-
shit now, like Brie Laxton.
Yeah.
Or,
Taquanda.
yeah. No, that's still pretty close to Wanda. Like they love putting a BR and an X
They who?
and a Y in names.
Here we go. Now, they who? Who you talking about?
Newfound parents.
Oh. That's what you going to call them, newfound parents.
Which are like what orphans would love.
I bet they would.
Oh, and then I remember we've talked about this one time before y'all got on the podcast, but y'all remember Stuart Little, that little mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you didn't watch movies.
That was a cartoon.
Oh. And I thought you didn't watch cartoons.
I did when I was a kid, yeah.
Oh, Stuart Little was a cartoon?
I watch them now. What you talking about? Huh?
I was watching Scooby-Doo the
Never
other
mind.
night. What? So it was a cartoon?
I think so.
No, it was a movie. You watched it, and you don't want.
Well, he saw a commercial. How about that?
Maybe that's what it is.
Stuart Little was in an orphanage, and he was a little mouse. And a family came in, and they said,
Well, wait a minute. Was it an orphanage or a family house?
"No."
Well, how'd the family come in? Was it his family? Somebody else's family? I thought he was an orphan. I thought it was at the orphanage.
I'm trying to tell.
What the hell you doing, Stuart Little?
Listen, shit.
You know,
Stuart Little's a little mouse who was in an orphanage. He didn't have no family.
didn't he have a little red car?
Yeah.
Totally.
And then a family came
I seen
in
that same commercial.
to adopt
Stuart Little?
child.
Oh,
And they looked around and they were like,
we'll take that mouse.
we want that little mouse. Could you imagine being a kid in that orphanage being like, oh,
look.
today's
Here I go. Here I go. Hit the jackpot.
Today's
We'll take that
today.
little mouse right there.
Yeah, like we want that
Never mind,
little mouse.
little boy. Go back in there.
And the little boy's like,
Dang, I got my own blanket.
what? Can I keep your blanket, Stuart, since you got a new family and you're going to be living well? He's like, yeah, and it's just like a little handkerchief. I like that too.
So why'd you bring up Stuart Little?
We were talking about animals. He was a mouse.
Okay.
Oh, well then, sorry I didn't follow along.
You asked.
Well,
You
started
brought
up-
up animals.
Wait.
I actually no idea what the chicken vagina thing.
Yeah, see, I don't. You and Earl y'all get off sideways. And I have to kind of try to get us back on the main highway. Y'all, both of you, down the dirt road just fast as you can go. And here I got to kind of get us back on the main highway.
You sort of like Clyde, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell you the rules. And your rule is for the first 5 minutes you can't say none of them words that you say in the first 5 minutes.
And 32 seconds into it, bam, 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 4, 5. Go.
So that then whatever YouTube does to us, or
I gave up on it.
Spotify, whatever they do to us, well, they done stopped right there and said, you can't do that.
Yep.
So
That's basically how it goes. Maybe that's why we're not in the black. No. Animal.
maybe that's why both of our viewers only watch about 10 minutes of us.
No, they watch the whole thing. Well,
We do want to say thank you to all of our listeners out there, all of our new listeners, all them people over there and wherever y'all at over there across the big pond. Y'all know who you are because y'all was listening. And we probably know who you are too. We got your name and phone number. So,
We appreciate you, though.
Nah, I don't really care.
well, me and Earl do.
I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing this to try to make y'all laugh. That's the whole thing. It's like people are like, "Oh, you do? You still do a podcast?" I'm like, "Yeah." They were like, "You still do it with your brother and his buddy?" I'm like, "Nope, I do it with my dad and his buddy." They were like, "I thought your dad was buddy." I'm like, "Who dat?"
And I quit eating Korean food. So,
But yeah, I was like, "Yeah, we still do this." They were like, oh, "What do you talk about?" I was like, "Anything." I said,
Yeah.
If you get easily offended, don't listen because you're not gonna like it. And they were like, "Oh, why you do it?" I was like, "'Cause it's fun. I try to make them laugh.
If you got a sense of humor, it's good.
If you don't, fuck you."
see, that's kind of what happens around here.
We're about 45 into it, so I'm good.
Oh,
now.
you
Yeah,
good?
you're good now. You're right. People say, y'all still do the podcast? Well, yeah, we still do it, but apparently you don't still listen. So what happened?
Yeah, exactly. And somebody keeps bitching about when we gonna have a new episode. We gonna have a new episode, and I'm doing my best.
Wanda over at Precious Bridge.
No, I don't remember that lady's name, but we'll keep her anonymous in case she wants to tell some secrets. Somebody said farting was like your butt telling secrets. I was like, okay.
Mine's usually not a secret. Everybody knows.
I
don't know about a secret.
Yeah.
It was a secret till I farted. Now everybody knows.
Now everybody knows.
My leg cramped up. I didn't cramp up the other day, but I had a weird pain in it from like my hip to my knee during the night. I woke up.
That psychotic nerve.
Well, it woke me up. And no, I've had that before. This was different.
Listen, what you need to know is that little pain you got woke you up.
Yeah.
The rooster used to wake you up. And you didn't have that pain, did you?
I'd like to have the rooster back.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's too late now. You done shot the back.
It felt like somebody was like, I'll tell you exactly what it felt like. I was trying to think about like how to describe it because it wasn't a cramp. It wasn't like I don't know. But hey, stop it. We're doing stuff, animal. It was like somebody was holding my bone, like just squeezing my bone. And I was like, this is the weirdest pain I ever felt.
That damn chicken rooster was haunting your ass.
He could be haunting my house now. Mm-hmm. There was a, what happened? There was a goose, not a big duck. White gooses with orange beaks are ducks, right?
Yeah, I don't think I know is a goose and a duck. Well, a goose is a grown-up duck. That's how that works.
Can ducks fly?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Far?
Duck Dynasty.
Some ducks can.
That can?
Yeah.
Can chickens fly?
For a real short distance.
Wait a second, on that duck. I'm talking about one of them ducks we know, like one of them white-looking duck with an orange beak, like he said. They can fly? Mm-hmm. Can they really?
Is that a duck or a goose? I thought gooses were gray.
Well, there's different colored geese and there's different colored ducks, so you never know. I don't know where somebody drew the line that says if you're this, you're a duck, and if you're this, you're a goose. But there's apparently a
hold on just a second.
Line that separates.
Hold
them.
on just a second. Y'all get ready. We figured to have Animal Kingdom right here. Animal Kingdom starring Earl. Go ahead now.
There's ducks and there's geese, and I don't know the damn difference.
One of them has a vagina.
Could be. That might be.
Is there a quacker the same?
Now, how do you get? What's the difference in a chicken and a duck and a goose? How do you? Where's the lines?
I tell you what, they're the same. You know what it is? It's nationality.
Mm-hmm.
Could be.
Because me and Who Dat and
one of them Canadian geese.
Gregory down at the Walmart are the same. He's the fellow with the little arm. And
hold on. So you got a little arm? Is that what you did? A little arm?
It's small.
What's that mean?
It's underdeveloped.
Ah.
You know.
So I had a problem picking his nose.
Don't even think he can reach it. Have no idea how he puts his glasses on.
Have to get a ladder.
I mean, geez, we're the same, right? But
no, you and Gregory down at Walmart ain't the same.
Well,
I promise you that.
We are.
You got two full arms.
What I'm saying
you
is,
said little Gregory ain't got behind.
I did. Well, yeah.
Ain't that what you say?
Gregory,
around picking his nose all night.
Who Dat, and me, we're the same, but we're different. So that's like chickens, geese, and other ducks. Yeah.
So you got a goose,
I don't.
and then you got several more, and that's geese, right? Mm-hmm. All right. You got a moose, then you got several more, and what's that?
Meese.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask that same question.
So.
And what about deers?
Geese.
These nuts.
Oh.
Speaking of which, I got to find some boiled peanuts. I've been looking for some.
Oh, boiled goobs.
And then no.
All you got to do is find a corner out in the country somewhere.
Yep.
And they'll be there.
A little, and look for smoke. There'll be a little smoke rising up.
Yeah.
Where they got a little fire going
And he'll be
on.
sitting on the back of his pickup in his overhaul, smoking a Marlboro not a light, red.
Oh,
Marlboro
shit.
red. sitting there.
Drinking a Bud Heavy.
Yep.
Oh,
And when you pull up there,
Or a PBR. It could be a PBR
yeah.
then.
And when you pull up and get out, first thing going, you want some peanuts? That's what he's gonna say.
Say, nope, I come to get a necklace.
listen, if I rolled up
Can
in
I
a
get
bar,
one of them Marlboro Reds
if I rolled up in a bar
and
somewhere
one of them cans?
and I saw a fella drinking a regular Budweiser, smoking a Marlboro Red, I don't give a shit how big or small he is.
He'll whoop your ass. What he'll
Hell
do?
yeah. And he's got a knife on him. I know
Or
that.
at least a knife.
Oh, at least a knife.
A knife.
And I guarantee you one thing: he's a veteran. I guarantee it. You know he is.
We don't play.
Oh, Earl. I could see Earl doing that. If
I've seen Earl doing.
If I rolled into a bar and I saw Earl sitting there doing that exact thing, I'd be like, "Thank you for your service." I wouldn't say shit to him. He'd be like, "You fat," and I'd be like, "I know, thank you, sir."
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate that.
Nah, I ain't fooling
See,
around
you
with it.
enlightening me because I didn't know, had no idea.
Well, there was one other.
You say you want some goobs, huh?
No, you guys keep calling them that, and I don't want that. I mean,
You said you did.
I understand what you're saying, but that's from a bygone era. Now, if you roll up and say, "Oh, you want some goob, don't you?" Today, that makes you a homosexual.
I don't know how you took getting some, just stopping with the poor man on the corner out in the country under a big oak tree selling peanuts, turned it into something homosexual. I don't know how that happened.
That's what I was going to tell y'all. Did I tell y'all about that time?
Yeah, you gonna tell us.
Did I tell you the time I went up I was going up to Long Creek, and I went up past Yellow Branch right there. And there was a fella sitting on the back of his truck selling watermelons. Mm-hmm. Oh, I told you about that?
No, but I mean, I know the pull-off.
We know the fella.
They got more than watermelon. They got all kind of produce.
No.
They'll have bring in a whole produce truck
No.
sometimes.
This was just a guy selling them out of the back.
And he didn't have but 6 watermelons, right?
Yeah, he didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
And but it didn't look like he had sold a lot either. So, but
Well, he's up in the middle of Long Creek.
yeah. So I'm like, well, it's not a real great spot. You
No.
should go to a town.
He don't understand marketing, does he?
Nope. So I ride past him, and a bear runs across the road right there in front of me. I said, "Oh shit!" And I wasn't, but maybe 100
12?
yards from him.
Oh.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go tell this fella something. So I turn around, I go pull up, and he's like, "Hey, you want watermelon?"
That's
And
what
I
he
was
said.
like, "No." He was like, "You want some goobs?" I was like, "No, fuck, idiot." I said, "I'm here to tell you something."
Leave me alone.
He said, "What about a necklace?" I said, "No." I said, "There's a bear up there." He said,
What
"Yeah."
is- what's his name?
He said, "I seen the sign." I said, "No. There's not there is a sign that says watch for bears, but there is an actual bear.
A real bear.
Who just ran across the road, headed your way. And I wanted you to be aware of the bear that's coming to scare you over here." He said, "I ain't worried about no bear." He said,
I got a knife.
He said, "I got a knife."
Yeah, I
And
said,
he
what's
pulled
your
out-
name? He
then
said, Dr. Seuss.
Then he pulled out a cigarette. I said, "Is that a Marlboro Red?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "You want cold beer?" I said, "No, thank you for your service," and I left.